In this video, you'll discover the top 6 most overpowered rifles you're not allowed to own. The ranking comes down to 3 simple but powerful factors. Firepower, the raw punch behind every shot. Precision, how far and how accurately the rifle can hit its mark. And practicality, how realistic and adaptable it is in real conditions. Each one gets a score from 1 to 3 stars, and the totals decide the lineup. And just when you think you've seen the peak, number 1 takes things to a whole new level. Coming in at number 6 is the Barrett XM500. This semi-automatic bullpup anti-materiel rifle fires the .50 Browning machine gun cartridge and offers a long barrel and a compact chassis. For firepower, it receives 3 stars because the 150 BMG generates enormous muzzle energy capable of penetrating light armor, defeating material targets, and delivering extreme terminal effect at long range. For precision, it receives 1 star because the semi-automatic bullpup layout, heavy recoil, and anti-material design trade-offs reduce repeatable minute-of-angle precision compared with dedicated bolt-action sniper rifles. For practicality, it receives 1 star because ammunition is heavy and expensive. Recoil and muzzle blast demand mounts or experienced crews, and the logistics required limit its flexible deployment. The rifle weighs around 13 kilograms unloaded, has a barrel length of 29 to 30 inches, and can engage targets effectively out to 1,800 to 2,000 meters depending on conditions. The XM500's design intent was to give anti-material teams a more compact, vehicle-friendly option than traditional long-barrel 50s that makes it popular for mounted roles and rapid repositioning where a shorter overall length matters. Operators also report that its semi-automatic action aids follow-up shots against soft targets and equipment, but sustained accuracy at extreme range still demands careful ammunition selection, stabilized firing positions, and routine maintenance of the gas system and muzzle device to preserve group performance. At number 5 sits the AN-94, a Russian design famous for its 2-round hyperburst. For firepower, it receives 2 stars because the 539mm cartridge does not produce anti-materiel level energy, even though the hyperburst delivers 2 rounds in extremely rapid succession. For precision, it receives 3 stars because the 2-round hyperburst dramatically increases first engagement hit probability in close and urban fights, as the first 2 rounds leave the muzzle before recoil accumulates significantly. For practicality, it receives 1 star because the complex mechanism, maintenance demands, and limited spare parts hindered widespread adoption. The rifle weighs approximately 3.8 to 4.1 kilograms, has a barrel length of around 420 millimeters, and is most effective within 600 to 800 meters. The AN-94's engineering allowed designers to rethink burst dynamics. In training, shooters found that taut muscle memory for recoil, compensation changed when using the hyperburst, and doctrine had to adapt to use the rifle's strengths. Field logistics were a primary reason many units reverted to simpler platforms. Armorers needed specific tools and replacement components, and the rifle's internal timing assemblies were sensitive to fouling and impact. Number 4 is the Heckler Koch G11, a Cold War experiment in caseless ammunition. For firepower, it receives 2 stars because the 433mm projectile produces lower terminal energy compared with larger service calibers. For precision, it receives 2 stars because its low recoil and controllable high-rate bursts improve short-term hit probability and controllability, though it was not designed for extreme range precision. For practicality, it receives 2 stars because while caseless ammunition reduced weight and allowed more rounds to be carried, it also introduced heat management issues, cook-off risks, and stringent manufacturing tolerances that complicated field reliability. The G11 weighs around 4.5 to 5 kilograms, with a barrel length of 400 to 450 millimeters, and was intended for short to mid-range engagements with superior suppression. Beyond the headline tech, development programs emphasized soldier endurance. A typical loadout could include far more rounds for the same carried weight, changing patrol endurance, and sustained fire doctrine. Prototypes showed the weapon had excellent controllability in burst modes, and ergonomics were tuned for rapid target transitions. However, testing also revealed that environmental extremes, high humidity, sand, and battlefield heat posed real threats to caseless ammo integrity and chamber sealing. Taking 3rd place is the CheyTac M200 Intervention, built for extreme range precision. For firepower, it receives 2 stars because the .448 CheyTac cartridge is powerful and optimized for ballistic efficiency, but it is not in the same anti-material class as a .50 caliber. For precision, it receives 3 stars because with match barrels, premium optics, and ballistic computers, the rifle delivers repeatable first-round hits at extreme distances, often beyond 2,000 meters. For practicality, it receives 2 stars because using the system effectively requires specialized ammunition, trained teams, meteorological support, and heavy long-range equipment. The M200 weighs 12 to 15 kilograms with optics, has a barrel length of 30 to 36 inches, and is designed for surgical long-range operations. CheyTac systems are often fielded by small, highly trained teams where the rifle's accuracy is amplified by integrated mission planning, pre-mission ballistics, zero verification at multiple temperatures, and strict ammunition lock control. The rifle's action and barrel harmonics are sensitive to bedding and torque on chassis components, so armorers tend to torque critical fasteners to spec and replace barrels on scheduled intervals to maintain sub-MOA performance. Operationally, the M200 excels at counter-sniper, overwatch, and high-value interdiction roles where first-round effectiveness outweighs logistical complexity. Number 2 is the FN SCAR HPR, where modularity meets practical precision. For firepower, it receives 2 stars because chambered in 7.62 WAFD-1 NATO. It delivers strong terminal ballistics appropriate for designated marksman roles without entering the anti-materiel class. For precision, it receives 2 stars because match-grade barrels, quality triggers, and proper optics enable reliable hits at distances up to 800 meters or more, although it does not match the extreme range precision of dedicated bolt action systems. For practicality, it receives 3 stars because its modularity, maintainability, and accessory compatibility allow quick role changes, simplified logistics, and straightforward training, making it exceptionally adaptable. The SCAR HPR weighs 4.5 to 5.5 kilograms depending on configuration, and barrel lengths range from 16 to 20 inches for designated marksman setups. Units value the SCAR HPR because it can be reconfigured in the field with little more than a few tools, switching from patrol rifle to designated marksman duties in a matter of minutes. The platform's compatibility with widely available optics, suppressors, and ammunition reduces supply chain strain, and armories appreciate the platform's predictable wear characteristics and ease of parts replacement. In practice, the SCAR HPR becomes the do-everything rifle on patrols that need reach without sacrificing mobility. Before we crown number 1, if you've been enjoying this deep dive, hit the like button, subscribe for more content like this, and drop a comment to say if you agree with the scoring system or want to suggest alternatives. Finally, sitting at number 1 is the Accuracy International AX50, a bolt-action anti-materiel rifle built for extreme reliability and precision. For firepower, it receives 3 stars, because the .50 BMG cartridge delivers the highest anti-materiel kinetic energy on this list, capable of disabling engines, penetrating light armor, and affecting electronics at long distances. For precision, it receives 3 stars, because the rifle's chassis engineering, precise bedding, match barrels, and mature production tolerances provide outstanding repeatability and accuracy at ranges beyond 2,500 meters under ideal conditions. For practicality, it receives 3 stars, because although heavy and usually deployed with a spotter or small team, the X50 is proven, maintainable, and supported by logistics and doctrine, enabling reliable use across Arctic, desert, and maritime environments. The X50 weighs 14 to 16 kilograms, depending on accessories, and has a long barrel optimized for .50 BMG performance. Field teams appreciate the X50 for its predictable barrel life, well-documented torque and maintenance intervals, and compatibility with industry-standard optics mounts and suppressor interfaces. Its role in mission sets ranges from disabling key material to providing long-range overwatch and counter-materiel interdiction, cruise plan positioning, extraction, and ammunition resupply with the same discipline as for artillery assets because of the system's strategic impact. Which of these did you expect to see at number 1, and which surprised you the most? Did you tweak any of the numeric ratings, or is there a rifle you think should have made the list? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.